She's just holding on with her arms.
Bye, you two! I hope you stay happy forever!
Thank you!
Just drives into the wall.
You stay happy forever, too!
Okay, no, he apparently can see where he's going.
Off they go. They'll be fine. Huh? What's wrong? What isn't wrong? Fair enough. Can we talk? Yeah, but before that,
Oh yeah, there's still
we
goons.
need to get rid of those guys.
We punch them harder next time. Put the mask back on, it saved you.
Notice Kizuna and Leon escaping.
These guys are idiots. We can't let them follow them. We gotta take them down. So let's go, Mizuki. Mizuki! Ugh, damn it! I don't get anything that's happening, but fine.
So you've got an eye that's... Oh no, yeah, it's cyan. Okay, so normally they'd be grey. And she's got the yellow eye. And she's got a cyan eye.
You and I are gonna talk about everything after we're through with this. Fine by me. Well then, let's start. Yeah!
There we go, that's apparently an ending. Right, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to cut this, right? Because I try and put it on the internet, and like it's only been like an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm going to have to like do more, aren't I? I can't really end the episode here. Yeah, the Kizuna Leon route. I already knew it was going to be the ending of that, but... Okay, that is unlocked. Ooh. Okay. There's something I'm gonna... Because we have a little bit of time. Is it this scene here? Cool. Hello, Craig. There's a particular conversational piece. I don't know if it's this conversation.
We are.
I'll fast forward through it. Oh, there's so much. It might not be this conversation. Okay, no, it's got to be the wrong place then. Hang on. No, game, I don't want to do this. Let me leave. Ah! I went to the wrong place. Let me leave. You know what? I had the opportunity to press the menu button then. Menu. It's got to be an earlier time when you talk to her. there. Let's remind ourselves of what she asks a question. I have not forgotten it.
I had a very hard... Anyway, I was...
The intersect...
Oh, I need you to ask me the question, goddammit, Tokiko.
That's...
Seems
afraid.
What was the question? I am afraid, yes.
Hey, Ryuki.
As I thought. Then you've realized this... Am I correct?
Yes.
Ryuki, what's gone?
Then please tell me the nil number. If you truly are a Freya, you...
It's 6. Okay, we'll write that down at the very least. Nil. N-I-L? Alright, I'm gonna count the alphabet on my fingers like an idiot. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. 14. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, H, I. 9. 09. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. 12. $14. 09. 12. That was worth a try.
So, you don't know. In other words, you lied.
I did lie. I was a liar. A lying man.
Oh good, she saw right through it.
Okay. I will return. Obviously, we're going to have to do this and then jump back. Yeah. Okay. That seems like an important scene, so I will be right back. I'm not going to make a cup of tea. It's a little too late, but I am going to keep streaming. I will return in a minute or so. Right, so we literally only have one more place to go. It's here, but obviously at some point we are going to have to go back and tell her the nil number. What mysteries have we not solved? Why, lots, to be honest. How... So we now know that the two Jin Fureis are in fact two different people. One of them is Jin, one of them's Uru, because of weird face swap mechanics, shenanigans. That's how there's two of them. But one of them was definitely Freya, so how is he murdering people as when he's dead? And obviously Tokiko also comes back to life. So the best guess is clone. Like I thought, before they said that that's definitely Uru and that's definitely Jin, I was like, oh yeah, there's 3 of them, which I mean there must be. That's the only explanation that makes sense to me, that there's in fact 3 people involved in that situation. Because we've now established that we cannot like freeze people for 6 years. All the bodies are fresh. So this half of the... Hang on. So if that's 2 people, I still say that that is 2 people. And, like, you're not going to have a fake guy with a really tall head. So at this point, surely they're just able to do extra better science or some shit, you know? And with him, again, it has to be 2 people, right? You've just established that. So there's that. Also, there's one of the videos has a bunch of codes, and I don't know if the whiteboard is around here somewhere. Hang on, I should have grabbed the whiteboard. The one with the actual stuff on. I'm just gonna go grab it now. I think it's right over there. No, I must have wiped the whiteboard, which happens sometimes. It's a shame. Although I swear I have 4 whiteboards. No, it's right there. Okay, I found it. I found the original whiteboard associated with this game. So, because, like, what sort of fucking name is Boat Dahlia? Who is Boat Dahlia? Because Boat Dahlia is a code they give me so I can go to the right half of the game, right? But we now know he's not called Boat or Dahlia, so who's Boat Dahlia? Is that a third person? There's a number, 215-1200, which has thus far done nothing. There is a location, which is CCFGGD, AEIGAHE. I don't know what that means. There is a code, which is something to do with the moon. GRTSHAB moon. Which is that vertical code with the X's in it in those videos. So all these... I don't know what that says. Oh, that's the Horror Dory Institute. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that, but we figured out that one's been used. But yeah, so that tool series of the 2 letters X, 2 letters X, that's something moon. Are we on the moon? No, we don't need this whiteboard. That whiteboard can go over there. Let's go into the scene. Marble bar and fortune telling. Okay. Are we getting answers? Is this last?
Oh, you came. Good. Want something to drink? With water? On the rocks? You don't have to be shy. It's on me. It's such a bizarre case, the HB serial killings. That being said, the facts are fairly straightforward. Pointing out a culprit can't be too hard. Do you already know? Terror. Who are they, really?
It's fucking Mama. It's... Why are we talking to Mama? Who are we? Hang on. What? Oh, my word, they did it. They figured out that important scenes should not have me clicking on everything. It's Uru Sumazuki.
Right. Uru.
Okay, what is going on right now?
We know he killed at least 3 people. Jin Furuwe, Chikara Horadori, Andes Komeiji. But why did he kill them?
Because of what he said in his diary.
What was his goal?
To build schools in Africa for the nirvanA initiative.
That's right. The nirvanA initiative. The loony plan to have humans reach moksha. That's why Uru killed the 3 of them. We can put aside the little details for now. The most concerning aspect of the whole thing is the time difference. The left and right sides of the victims were found 6 years apart.
So I'm saying that those aren't the same person. Those are different people every time.
Regarding the first victim, the facts are already in. 6 years ago, on February 10th, Jin Furuwei's body fell from the ceiling of Devita. And this year, 5 days ago, also on the 10th, Uru Somizuki's left half was found at the stadium, not Jin's.
I have a bad feeling. I don't like it. I've got a bad feeling. I think I know the answer. I think a new person's been... Because there's clearly a third person, right? Okay, what Mama's going to do is Mama's going to explain what I've just said, that they're different people every time. So how is there a terror going around killing people? And one answer to that is that, yeah, Jin's left half is dead and Uru's right half is dead. I'm gonna say they've glued the other halves together and made a new person. And that's somehow possible. Terra is the other half of those two dead people as a new person. And that's really dumb.
Plastic surgery and complete organ transplants. It fooled the investigators into thinking they were the same person. But what about the other victims? Chikara, Komeiji, Tokiko. How do you explain those three? You have good intuition. You might already know.
The timeline was not in the correct order?
Right. In other words, it's not like that. It's like this.
I'm sorry, what? I see what you've done with the DNA string. What?
This is the timeline that you actually experienced. The red and blue lines are intertwined, almost like DNA. You started on the red line from the top.
Yeah.
And then followed the blue line, which led you to this point. You've traversed 4 X's.
Yes. Okay, I like that. I'd like some of this, because obviously the vertical letters with the X's in between. I didn't realize they were doing DNA strands, and okay, I get it now. But I don't understand the timeline. What? How does that make any sense? So you're saying to me that 2 different days, or 3, are 6 years in the displaced somehow in ways that I don't fully understand.
The left side is 6 years ago, and the right side is this year.
No, I get what you're trying to tell me, game. Like, I understand. Yeah, as it says, you're telling me that half the scenes I watched in this game were actually 6 years either in the future or 6 years in the past. Okay, I need to see which scenes are which then, because the fuck.
To make things easier, we'll call the left side past and the right side present.
Okay, I'm trying to... Mizuki was like 12 in 6 years in the past. How the fuck did she investigate anything?
In other words, you came here. jumping back and forth between past and present, a day at a time, all to end up here. Now do you understand?
I don't understand shit, no. No, I understand the concept of what I'm being explained. Okay, and we can go into the menu. We're not allowed in Iber's room right now. So they're saying... So originally I thought all of these scenes were in the past. And all of these scenes in the future. But you're now telling me the days are switched. And I'm saying... How? How the hell does any of that make any sense? Especially like fucking here when they do that.
Chikara's right half was found the night of the 11th, in the past.
Yeah.
His left half was found the next morning. Komeji's right half was found on the 13th. His left half was found the next morning at 6 a.m.
What? Okay. I'm not... How? Because the whole point of... Yeah, I get it. So, like, these were genuinely 6 years apart. But you're telling me... Okay, so yeah, I can see they've done a clever thing here. So that's past, that's future. But in fact... Okay, let's try and put this together ourselves then. So, according to this, these 3 scenes happened in the past. Yeah? We're going to follow the timeline now. Before the game tells us. These 3 scenes in the past, because that's when the first part of the body was discovered, right? Then we're here. So... Let's see what happened. Mizuki Ryuki shot a civilian. And this is where we find the building underneath. So according to this, we don't even go and see him until the future. So we do this, we find the dead body, we find the rest of the dead body. Then with Leon, we go, we find the building, but we don't actually find it because we then go 6 years in the past, where we now start a story with the TV presenter, and we jump to the future again, where we find the body of the TV presenter. He was killed for finding a dead body. Like, how the fuck does any of this bit work when he's... Because it says the boy disappears. I get that. The boy, like, at the end of the scene, the kid's missing. Which presumably he jumps there. Okay, I'm just following I'm just trying to, like, figure out what the game's trying to explain to me. Do I have sound? I do have sound. This is when we go back into the past. We learn about all of that. And then we do the final scene. And then in the future... Now 6 years have passed. So we do this initial scene. And then we finally meet her. And that's when she dies. Because her dead body is the next day. But again, we're seeing her... We saw her alive. And then we go back to the past. And then me go back to the future. So the last thing that's happened was that. Okay, I don't understand how that could possibly work.
6 years have passed, and now we're here. In the present, Tokiko's right half was found on February 12th. The next day, a little past midnight, her left half was found in the basement of Horodori Institute. Long story short, the left and right halves weren't found 6 years apart. They were all found soon after each other. Nothing supernatural here.
No, Mama, I don't fucking get it. How did Mizuki... How did the people in those roles... Am I being tricked and Mizuki just... What? How does that work? Flow the story in chronological order. True flow card... It can be... Okay. So this is what I just did. Isn't it? Yeah, this is...
Anyway, that's just my genius analysis. Oh, but I know what you're gonna say. There's still tons of things that can't be explained, right? Especially, who killed Uru and Tokiko? Jin, Chikara, Komeiji. It was Terror, Uru, who sliced these three in half. But then Uru was killed in the present, February 10th. Tokiko's body was found after that. So who killed Uru and Tokiko? Well, I'm sure this mess will be cleared up soon. By Mizuki, her friend, and by you, Freya. So anyway, good luck with the rest of your investigation. I'll be cheering you on. Huh? Who was I just talking to? Maybe I've had a bit too much to drink. It's awfully cold tonight.
Oh! Freya, not Terra. Freya is somebody different. Okay. Is this just zero time dilemma? Because that's the idea that never got finished. The idea of a traveller.
Hey, about Kizzy. Are you sure she's okay? Don't worry. I made sure she's fine.
Kazuna went missing. Last night around 11 o'clock, Riichi Chida, her father, contacted me. I don't have no idea which timeline we're in anymore. Iber and I started to search for Kizzy. After a while, I got a call on my phone. It was from her. Someone to meet me here at ION.
So, that makes us sisters? We're not the same age, but we're like identical twins.
Yeah, you'd be 6 years older, right?
We have almost the same genes. That's crazy. I'm a copy of you. Don't say it like that. But I'm your clone, right? Technically, yes.
Okay, my answer with clones was smarter than whatever bullshit they just pulled off. I don't understand the mechanics of how it can go back and forth. Mizuki... Unless it was the masked woman doing it. No, I like who was solving the cases if it was jumping back and forth.
But our DNA isn't exactly the same. My genome was rearranged. Your DNA was modified on top of that, which is why you don't have the symptoms I have. Basically, you're an upgrade. The perfect version of me.
Yeah, but don't think about it like that. It's a stupid way to think about it.
Don't
People
say
aren't.
it like that.
Building. Iowen's dormitory. Because the first game, like as anime as the twist was, it did make sense. They had like there were like people did actions that were completely illogical. You know, some people had to do some very dumb shit to justify taking all the actions they took, but it did make sense. You know, in a sort of A, B, C, D. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand the mechanism of going back and forth. How, like, I wouldn't... Like, I'm trying... Like, so, presumably, what the game's telling me is I'm Freya, right? I am Freya. I experienced the game in the wrong order. I get that. Mizuki didn't experience in the wrong order. Ryuji did not experience in the wrong order. Only I did. Sure, I get it. I understand. I've been controlling the pace of the narrative all this time. I get it. How is Mizuki doing police work 6 years ago as a 12-year-old? How is she an 18-year-old in the past? According to this fucking flowchart, this scene with Mizuki investigated this 6 years ago, according to this. But like, she was 12 6 years ago. How did she do that? I also understand the idea of Freya because it's in the other game. So like, Zero Escape has this issue where it's just like especially the third Zero Escape where they just get silly with the jumping across timelines. Who decides the chronological timeline? Because if two people have you have a left timeline and you have a right timeline. Who gets to be the king of both timelines? Who's deciding the end timeline? And the answer is Freya is, right? Or whoever that's called in Zero Escape. That story was dropped, but it was there. Okay. Uro Sumizuki, 35, likes Tokiko, nice teachings. Jin Chikara, who's from Peter Plan. Filling Tokiko's prophecy journaling. Knowledgeable in molecular biology, electrical engineering, quantum mechanics. Identity of Terror. When he was 6, he was kidnapped by Chikara and Tokyo from Iowen. He was held in the basement of Horodori Institute. He had organs of it in his right half taken away. Ultimately, his face as well. Jin. Businessman, writer. Okay. We're missing Freya, presumably. And we have everyone from this side. Murderer, a junkie, a thief, a housewife. Use cool tactics to... Okay, apparently, yeah. The thing. Chitin. I know what chitin is. It's a polysaccharide... Polysaccharide polymer, which includes nitrogen, main component of amphipods, crustaceans and mollusks. It is anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, immune to properties, well suited to artificial skin. However, it is If used as artificial skin, the chitin is decomposed by enzymes, is secreted by the body, so it's not permanent. The artificial skin acts as a cover for naturally recovering skin. But over the half of his face, most likely beyond the point new skin could grow back, so probably needed a constant reapplication of the new artificial skin. SAT. That is the Special Assault Team. But I tell you what, let's carry on with the plot. By that I mean, look at the seesaw. I see the seesaws, yes, in the jungle gym. And the clock on the slide. I was raised at Ireland too?
Yeah, the same as me. When I was 6, you were born at Horadori Institute and sent here. I'm guessing they thought it was too difficult to raise you at the Institute. I remember the day you arrived like it was yesterday.
It was the day before today.
You were still a baby. But the moment I saw you, I got this feeling.
You have cyan hair.
I started bawling my eyes out. The people at the facility didn't know we were related. Makes sense. They were told we were from 2 different places.
These 2 identical children don't look the same at all.
We're both named Mizuki, and we looked really similar. So to make it easier, everyone started calling me Big Sis. They called you Mizuki.
Why the fuck did you call them both Mizuki? Okay, so were you doing the hang on. That's the only way it makes sense. So, Quartz, was he called Quartz? Big Sis. When we were in these scenes, that was actually Quartz? Do you work for the police as well? Well, she was demoralized because of the events of the previous day. No, because that doesn't make any fucking sense. That's... No, think about it this way. Sorry. No, yeah, who the fuck? That's the events of the previous day. Okay, maybe these scenes are Quartz then, because so that's yeah, that's why he knows her. These all happened in the past. That's Quartz. These scenes are Quartz as well, somehow, and that's how she gets away with using a machine like that. And there's only 2 scenes we have to explain away with Quartz. And then, because it's easier to realise, yeah, he's still actually doing the investigation in the future. Like, this will be Ryuki. Ryuki's doing this right now. And the only person who's been fooled here is just Freya. Oh, I'm gonna have to fucking watch this again with this in mind. It's gonna be so confusing, though. But okay, that's the only way it makes sense. So half the scenes were actually her. So I just want to double check. Because she's in scenes as herself, right? I think there's like... He's in that scene, obviously, from 6 years in the future, yeah. And obviously, yeah, so this is in the future. That's why she's got a bike. Because all the past scenes are her. What happened after I arrived at Iowan?
They took me to Horodori Institute every so often for examinations. Well, I say examinations. I mean human experiments. I don't think you remember, but they did terrible things. I remember getting shots with needles as big as boba straws.
I want to have a boba. I've never tried one.
The time with Horodori Institute ended when I was 9, and you were 3. It shut down and we were finally free. That's about the time you were adopted by the Okiura family. But me? Well, I told you about me, right?
What robot do you must have the same robot on your eye then?
You were blind in one eye and had a heart condition. Right. So it was hard to find a family who would take me. Ultimately, it was Mr. Chieda, the chairman. So when you were 9, you were adopted by the Chiedas. I spent the next 6 years there. Up until I was 15, I lived under the same roof as Kizuna. I see. That's why she called me Big Sis.
Why are you hiding your identity?
If I revealed myself to you, you would want to know everything. And one way or another, you'd find out. You'd find out that your genes were spliced. That your real parents aren't Renju and Shoko. I didn't want you to end up like me. I wanted you to live a normal life. As normal as possible, anyway. Get a normal job, a normal husband, get married, start a family, live happily ever after. A life like that. But if I showed up, I would ruin all that. That's what I thought, at least. I see. Well, why didn't you tell me 7 years ago in November? I was already well on my way to an abnormal life at that point. Maybe that's true.
What about after that?
You said something about an eccentric woman?
Boss?
Yeah, I was adopted by her.
Oh, it's Boss's daughter.
Do you mean Shizue Kuranushi? Boss. Which is why my name is Mizuki Kuranushi now. You think that sounds kinda lame, huh? No, it's not that.
And why did Boss stop you?
Know how we're stronger than everybody else? Maybe she thought I'd come in handy. So she wanted to make you work for her. I don't know if that's the truth, but that's what she told me. Boss taught me how to fight. After she adopted me, she trained me hard every day.
I just sort of hid in the first game.
6 years ago, when I was 18, I was hired as a top-secret member of Abyss. Boss wanted someone who she could rely on. Someone who would never betray her. She trusted me to handle the most sensitive situations. Basically, I'm like a ninja. Well, a kunoichi. Which is why my existence at Abyss had been hidden.
How'd you get paid?
The only people who know are Boss, Pewter, and Ryuki.
Well, I'm ruddy glad that none of, like, Boss and Pewter didn't think about you during when they were in the scanning. And in Pewter never got scanned, but IT never did Boss.
Ryuki? Why?
Because Ryuki had to know, because of the past.
I wonder.
Yeah, because for stupid reasons. Because I know things that Mizuki doesn't know, and vice versa.
It's like I told you. I want to know who did this to me. I know that Chikara was the mastermind, but I want solid proof. That's why I was investigating him and his institute. But then, out of the blue, he gets killed. That's why I started following the HB case.
February 6 years ago. I asked her about what happened back then. Some of the details of what happened on the 12th and the 14th. Things that I thought Mizuki already knew, but doesn't. Yeah. Fourteenth. Okay, so that weird betrayal scene makes a lot more sense now. Sort of.
What you have seen and heard cannot be shared with anyone. If you do, I will kill her. I have an abundant amount of money. Even if I were to die, the assassins I've hired would still find her.
I see. That's why you didn't talk about what happened 6 years ago. But I think it's okay to start talking now. Why? I was able to freeze all of Terror's hidden accounts. We don't need to worry about any assassins anymore.
Well, that's lucky.
I bet you don't remember anything from February 6 years ago, do you?
I do not. My body was destroyed in the explosion at the cathedral.
Ah, okay. So she had in the past. Yeah, because, okay, that's where Iba was all that time then. Okay. Fine. It's still silly as fuck, but fine.
The Abyss communication network was also offline, so there was no backup taken.
Yeah, surely there'd be
By the way, I'm curious.
fragments?
Why were we given the same name?
Because otherwise the twist wouldn't work.
I don't know. Maybe they didn't really care about the name. But wouldn't that make it harder to tell us apart at the Institute? I don't think they had any trouble. We had code names at Horadori Institute. I was Mouse, and you were Rabbit.
Oh. That's genuinely really sad way of putting her. Because she's the doll.
And you remember what they called us at Iowan, right? You were Big Sis, and I was Mizuki. Yeah.
Because they only showed the rabbit doll. So I like it.
Is that what I called you? No. You were still little. You couldn't talk much. You just called me BB. BB? Yeah. BB, huh? Anyway, we've already spent enough time here. We shouldn't be wasting time like this. Good point. There's still tons we don't know about the HB case. Follow me. I want to show you something.
That genuinely made me a little sad. I'll give the game credit. They did that in such a casual manner that it struck me.
Huh? What is it? Oh, no. It's nothing. Let's go, BB.
And also because she's got a door a bit. So she's always been associated with Rabbit. What was her code name? Oh, I want to know. I fixated on the rabbit, and what was the other code? Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? This is information overload. My brains are gonna flow out of my ears. Jeez, just relax. I can't just relax. What is this corpse doing here? And why are Kizzy and Leon here? Oh, and most importantly, who the hell is this?
What, isn't it obvious?
Wait, you're that stupid porno mag collecting old man.
No.
Yes.
Why are you dressed like that? Where is Genny? What are you doing here? And one last thing. Where have you been the past 6 years? Why didn't you try to contact me?
I'm sorry, Mizuki.
Okay. I think
Okay, we don't get any controls right now. Otherwise, I would have played back. What the fuck?
6 years ago, Date lost his memory when the ceiling collapsed on him. Then he got captured by Terror, but managed to escape.
And he's been wandering the Earth for the past 6 years.
5 days ago, on the 10th, he heard the news about Jin's body being found.
And finally got his memory back.
That's right.
Okay, sorry. Not this. I want to see it doesn't go.
Ah! What the fuck?
I really enjoy the way she says that.
Ah! What the fuck?
It's because she said it with 2 syllables. What the fuck? Anyway, picture of Ganesha. The menu. A table. Recommended dishes. Kitchen. Posters and flyers. Oil drum. Door. The freezer, body inside. Oh yeah. BB.
BB. What? Oh, nothing. I just wanted to call you by that name.
Where's the real Guinea?
I don't know. Not here.
It's fine. I know where he is. Don't you have an idea too?
When did you find the corpse in the freezer?
Last night. Date called me out of the blue. He told me about the corpse. And how he was pretending to be Genny. And everything else he knew.
Large pot. Counter. BB.
I suppose Big Sis has already told you everything. Big Sis and I lived in the same home for 6 years. But I never thought my Big Sis was my Big Sis's Big Sis.
So confusing.
Anyway, Mizuki Date, I will call you Little Big Sis from now on. And you, Mizuki Kuranushi, I will call you Big Big Sis.
Still, just as confusing.
Kizzy, are you okay? Are you cold?
It is snowing outside, but do not worry about us. My heart is burning strong.
I heard you went missing.
I am a little embarrassed to admit this, but Leon and I plan to elope.
What?
May I ask why?
Kizzy's father won't accept me.
He threatened to send Leon to prison if he continued to see me.
And that's when I suggested that we run off together.
And I agreed.
So you two...
Yeah. They're both on the run for love.
But we don't know exactly where we want to go yet.
Right. We need some more time to think about it.
Ian. BB.
I've known her for a long time. She's a former coworker from back when I was doing bad stuff. Back then, I used to call her Quartz.
Hey, don't just blurt that out!
Mizuki's name comes from crystal.
Yeah, I've just put that together.
The kanji for crystal.
Yeah, I know.
Crystals are the solid form of silicon dioxide, a mineral.
I also knew that, but thanks, Cyber.
Most often recognized as quartz.
Oh.
Wait, so you were in a Thieves Guild, BB? The snow isn't letting up. Don't change the subject.
Or being the daughter of a policewoman? Why are you
I
here?
told you that we wanted to run away together.
And I wanted to be with Leon.
I got a call from my old pal Date.
I asked him to unlock something for me.
Are you talking about the freezer?
No, I got that open on the 13th.
It was a different lock this time.
Anyway, that is when we met with Date and the woman he was with.
The woman? I was there too.
That was it.
Why do you ask?
No reason.
It is currently 4:25 a.m. Daybreak is close.
Tell
I
Ryuichi?
have told him that I am safe and sound.
Okay, well, I'm glad you weren't kidnapped.
I am so sorry that I worried you.
Yeah, I'm sorry about all this, you guys.
Let me just say one thing.
What? Do you have more insults to hurl at me for missing 6 years of your life?
No, it's not that. Maybe she just wanted to hear you say, Mizuki, you've grown so much, or something emotional like that. No, not that either.
Ah, right. For you, it's been 6 years. For me, it's different. I've been back for 4 days dressed like this. I've been watching you guys the whole time, so I don't really have anything sappy to say.
I told you it's not that!
I'm home. Welcome back. Is that what you wanted to hear?
Alright, okay. Let me try this again. Mizuki, I'm home.
Welcome back, Date.
Oh.
But that's not what I wanted to say. I threw away all your porno mags. Ah! What the fuck?
Might have to keep that.
I know that Horadori Institute and Nise are both caught up in the HB case. Yen was created at the Institute, and he was acquaintances with Tokiko. So, by borrowing his mask, I could snoop on Tokiko and other members of Horadori Institute.
But why do you still look like that here?
Horadori Institute and Nise people come here all the time. Imitating Gen makes it easier to eavesdrop on them.
Who's the cops in the freezer?
Let's talk about it later. Trust me, if I explain it now, it'll only confuse you.
I have no fucking clue where I am in the timeline right now. I'm here. Oh, so yeah, of course. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch somebody do this, and I'm gonna have to write down which is the past and which is the future, so I can sort of pay attention to see if it actually makes sense. I'm gonna have to make notes for watching someone else play this. Because there's somebody I watch who will. And this fucking bit is cheeky as fuck, by the way. So, like, this, where it splits. Okay, they're from the same time now. Okay, they've just not drawn it in such a way that makes sense. Okay, fine. I'll give the game that. Why did you reveal your identity now?
To be honest,
It's the end of the game, so I had to.
this has gotten way out of hand. I can't do this on my own. We need to work together to stop their plan.
Their plan?
Yeah, their nirvanA initiative. So first, I contacted Mizuki Kuranushi.
Date and I met 6 years ago.
Yeah, of course. Did you?
He knew how to get a hold of me.
Oh, hello, Screams. Oh my word, there is so much.
I shared everything I had, and told her to find you, Mizuki.
We are... I don't know if I'm going to end the game, because obviously the epilogue might be like 7 hours. But as you can see, at a certain point, Geni and Date were the same person. Oh, it's going to be fun. There are 2 Mizukis. Oh, you know what? I can illustrate some of this. I'm going to explain 2 twists because I need somebody to... There were 2 twists, and one of them made a certain amount of sense. Sort of. So, remember at the start of the game... Well, you might not remember. There's a guy called Jin, right? And he got cut in half? Well, as it turns out... Jin... Jin, of course, never got saw in public, and all his photos were online. So it turns out Jin doesn't look like that. Jin looks like this. Jin has another face transplanted on him. So when we met Jin the second time round, because Jin, of course, is Terra. No, Jin isn't Terra. Uru is Terra. Uru is the other person with the other side of his face. So how did they die 6 years apart? Well, 2 people died. The first half body is from one guy 6 years ago. The second half body is from one guy 6 years in the future, or whatever, present. And so I was like, okay, that doesn't explain anyone else. Are they clones? Because they've now said nobody's transporting through time. All the bodies are fresh bodies. And I'm like, also, how is Jin still alive? How is Uru still alive? Tokiko and Uru have been killed and are still alive still. And then the game drops a bomb on us. The game says, hey, by the way, there are 2 Mizukis. That girl who we thought looked like Mizuki, yeah, that's Mizuki's secret older sister who's been around 6 years longer. It's Boss's daughter. So the game has been dropping hints, but that's not the big thing, because I'm like, we all knew it was going to be Mizuki's face underneath the mask. Here is the big thing. Half the scenes have secretly been in... So, you can see it's done something. It's done something with the timeline. So, you can see how it wobbles. So, we originally went down here. So, these scenes here with Ryuji happened 6 years in the past. But these scenes here actually secretly happened 6 years in the future. And these scenes here secretly happened 6 years in the future. And so I've been going like, wait, so hang on. So these scenes with Mizuki, these happened secretly 6 years in the past. Which means these weren't Mizuki. We were secretly the girl in the mask the entire time. We were secretly BB or Quartz or whatever her name is. And again, these 3 scenes here were actually Mizuki's older sister. Mizuki, so like this scene here, oh by the way, I'm glad you came, because you might have even heard me, because Mizuki's only just learning a lot of information that we technically thought she already knew. This is what this scene is. Bringing actual Mizuki up to speed. And so the scene starts with possibly my favorite line reading in this game. Might have to keep it.
Overload. My brains are gonna flow out of my ears.
One more time, just.
What the fuck?
So I enjoyed that the word the fuck gets extended. Anyway, so there's still mysteries. Tokiko definitely. So nobody's been killed 6 years apart. So the thing on the back of the box is a goddamn lie. So, if we look at the new timeline, so those are 2 different people. That's how they get killed 6 years apart. That when he died, his body was actually discovered the next day. The only person being lied to was us. When we find her dead body is found the next day. So the only person being lied to was us. With his dead body, the second half was found the next day. So the only person being lied to is us. And of course, who the fuck are we? Well, you missed the scene where Mama talks through all of this. Mama with the 2 crystal balls says, "Okay, how do you think this happened?" And then at the end of the scene, she calls us Freya. Freya is this person. Freya is right at the very start of the game. Fuck. Is it the start of the game? I don't know now. No, not at the start of the game. No, it was at the start of the game. Christ. In this scene here, she says to Ryuji, "Are you Freya?" And Ryuji's like, "Yeah, I'm totally Freya. I'm the one who frays." And she asks, "What's the nil number?" And you're like, I don't know. And she's like, "Oh, fuck off. You're not Freya. We're Freya. The player is Freya." They've done that. This is literally from in Zero Escape 2. There are so many different timelines, and at the end, one person goes to the player character and says, "Who the fuck are you, and why are you here?" And it's like supposed to be a big twist that the player, because like, who's making the decision to jump around these timelines? We, the player, are. So that got dropped. They never carried on that plotline for Zero Escape 3, but this is the twist now. He's just used it again. So the player has always been in the world somewhere, choosing to. It's not just the player that's been lied to. It's Freya, is in Frayer, one who frays. I don't know who the Freya is, but we've been controlling the timeline. But of course, a lot of the mystery is, oh, and how they've got a magic cutting machine. That's how they've been cutting the bodies in half.
To help stop them?
Basically.
No, sorry. The scene's about to end.
Ah! What the fuck?
Oh, I panicked.
Okay, I'll ask again.
So Mizuki, and yeah, so she, and also they're both called Mizuki because otherwise the twist wouldn't work. Like everyone gives her nicknames, but like they're both called Mizuki.
What's the deal with the corpse?
That's Uru.
Why is it in the freezer?
It's better that you see for yourself.
And like there's a person who I watch who played the first game who's gonna eventually play the second game. So I'm gonna have to make notes now which scenes are secretly in the past and which scenes are secretly in the future, so I can tell if this fucking story makes any sense.
Let me
The answer, no, of course it doesn't. It's dumb. It's a ride. It's a hell of a ride, and I will say there at least was a mystery because I was concerned. Like, is there a mystery here?
Another corpse?
They're gonna elope.
No, not one more.
Not one.
Oh yeah, there was. So I want to give the game credit on two things, two actual emotional scenes. Obviously you have to get their relationship because like that's been a plot all this time. So at the start of the game, you may have heard it. Kizzy has a dance. It is in fact the scene that he falls in love with her, and the song she sings is the plot of her game. She's looking for Prince Charming and shit. And they perform the song again, and like I said this is at the time, much like the words to the song, it's very clumsy. Like I have my issues with Leon, like, and I have my issues with them using like a disabled person in this manner as plot fodder. But they redo the dance with him carrying her for parts of it so they can perform the dance together, and I thought that was sweet. I liked that as a sort of like resolution to their story. Like there's a nice use of that. Please don't play the song again. You've used the song well. So that's one thing. The second thing is when you're talking to Quartz is what BB... She's got many nicknames because she's Big Sis. Because that's why Kazuna calls Mizuki Big Sis, because they're both Big Sis. But she's called BB, and she's also called Quartz because she was a secret thief. But they had nicknames for each other. I've forgotten what Quartz's is. But Mizuki's nickname is Rabbit, which means in the scene where Masked Girl is hiding a rabbit doll, it's Mizuki she's trying to protect. And I thought that I was like, oh, they're like they do it in a really subtle manner. They don't like flash back to the scene to explain that that's who she was trying to protect. They just say, no, my nickname was Crow and you were Rabbit, and I'm like, oh, it's really subtle. You managed to do an actual subtle bit of storytelling. So I want to give the game credit for just those two things. Obviously, this is insane. The fact that he has a Genny suit is insane. Genny's around here somewhere. Genny had to keep a freezer locked for 6 years for some of the plot to make. Like,
it's half.
Oh yeah, and of course, older Mizuki just happened to have a bad eye because she genetically didn't have all the advantages Mizuki had. Oh fuck! What the fuck? Ah, the button's gone now. I'll have to clip it. I'm very tempted to clip it. The other thing I've always wanted to clip a scene from It. The TV series of the woman going, why is he so mean? Which would have come in handy for this. So yeah, we're replaying scenes. Because of the way the plot threads, Mizuki's now having to see all the scenes that she technically wasn't around for. Oh yeah, because like they've both got the same motorcycle and they both have the same electronic future pipe, because otherwise the twist wouldn't make sense. Oh yeah, I mean I can find it. And I don't know, like, because it's just a sound clip as well. How often...
So, you finished reading the file.
How often am I going to need to hear, what the fuck? And then I realized, maybe often, actually. But,
Yeah.
you can't see, but she's got different hair. She's got a ponytail instead
Now
of
do you
pigtails.
understand?
So she's got hair nearer to the first game. Yeah. So when am I going to... Oh, actually, probably quite...
Now you know whose left half is in the freezer. Jin Furue. That's what he really looks like.
And this body?
Yeah, because he's got a percentage on his face.
Uru Somizuki. Terror.
So how is Terra still killing people? And as Mama said, somehow in a scene, I don't know what's going on with Mama as well. I think I've heard on the internet already that, like, the twist with Mama is cheap. It's something really dumb. Because Mama's been psychically doing stuff, and I think the reason behind that is going to be dumb. But, like, literally Mama stops a scene and talks to the player. And the player is presumably a person in the game. Somebody who's not doing anything.
He murdered 3 people 6 years ago.
But yeah, there's 2 people that Terra couldn't have killed because one of them is Terra and one of them is Tokiko, who died after Terra died.
Jin, Chikara, and Andy's Komeiji.
So I paused because I considered who is in the game that doesn't do anything. And the answer is the driver? Because he's been introduced for one scene and done nothing. There is a police officer, of course, that does a lot of stuff but it's not going to be the police officer. It's going to be somebody more neutral. The driver's the most neutral person. But, like, I don't want to be the driver. He was weird. Where the fuck did this come from? I'm sorry, we almost didn't look at every single thing in the scene first. Wall. It's a wall. It's partially broken. There's a safe hidden in it. There's a pillar. I can't believe, like, it isn't standard procedure. 1, to look up everyone's families. Just, you know, oh, you've been murdered. Let's look up their family. And 2, like, if you're gonna already scan everyone's brains, X-ray the scene, any scene you've ever been in, because we go back to so many locations and find new stuff. How are you, by the way? Who's right half? There's a ritual. It's destroyed. There's the file. So I'll give him this. Yeah, I'm not so bad. I've been doing good exercise. I will have to eat healthy. This is gonna change to the resolution after I have my stitches taken out of my head. I've decided, because I've got like several like parties and stuff I'm gonna go to. But yeah, I've got tomorrow off, which is why I'm still streaming at whatever time it is. It's not too late. Is that a... Because I've got... The problem is I go a little crazy. If I go no rules, I just... I think I ordered takeaway like 4 days in a row. And that's unlike me. I'm not usually that bad. But apparently I just go a little bit crazy sometimes. So I need a little bit of discipline. Yeah, the idea isn't to completely cut myself off from any treats or anything like that. Just a little bit of discipline. He says, drinking cola. Yeah, and I haven't gone this crazy. I need that button. You changed.
That outfit was so hard to move in.
Oh yeah, so Date got bopped on the head and lost his memory for 6 years.
With the wireframe and all the stuffing.
Leon, yeah, so to the end, we've had a Leon and Kazuna ending, and we've had a Gen, Mame ending. I'll mention... There's been a lot of cheating, by the way, in this game. So... I don't know when you might have been already around for this. So the reason Shoma hasn't aged is because he's like... That's when they perfected Eternal Youth. He's going to stay that age. He's going to age very, 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 very slowly. Mame is actually the sister of Shoma and the daughter of Kameji by different parents. So she's secretly been involved slightly more than she's let on. Okay. There's receptionist, Shinpei. The receptionist doesn't do anything. I'm pretty sure she's just in the game to be in the game. It's definitely not so. There's Mama. It's not you. There's still something up with this guy, I think. We've met everyone now, haven't we? Yeah, we've met SBB. She's 24. Anyone dislikes anyone who messes with Mizuki Date? So at the start of the game, she wasn't shooting, she was trying to protect her. Guessing which Date was born from her DNA, almost like a little sister. She lived at ION until she was only 3 years old. Mizuki Kunishi secretly watched over Mizuki Date from afar, watching her grow up. Game, I know what a photo album is. But yes, so it means it was Mizuki's sister that used the secret machine, which is slightly better. Because slightly better. Black Widow, the joke character. I know what a chart is. Did I use dropping? Yeah, because he can hear. Okay. Let's actually carry on with the scene. Are Leon and Kazuna okay? They aren't here right now. Split at Brahman.
They're not going far away, are they?
They should be fine. They said they were going to think hard about where to go.
I shouldn't be drinking cocoa neither. I won't be able to sleep. About Jin Furoi.
I don't need to explain it. You should already know.
Jin Furoi, the child of Tokiko and Chikara.
Oh yeah, and so the reason Jin looks really symmetrical is literally because they've been mirroring his image. That doesn't explain why that one's symmetrical. I mean, apart from his face thing.
He was born with a rare and complicated disease. It caused inoperable tumors to grow in the right half of his body.
Jin might have had it worst of all. He got his first transplant when he was really young. I don't think he wanted to take organs from Uru. Remember what it said in Uru's diary? He said he wanted to apologize. I think he is referring to Jin. So you think the transplant was done against Jin's will?
Well, yeah, he was a child at the time, right?
I'm not positive, but that's just the feeling I get.
So, oh yeah. So, Jin, they kidnapped Uru. He was an orphan, just happened to be an orphan in the same place that all the fucking orphans go. But he had close, he was close genetically similar to Jin. So they bred him in like a cupboard and just stole organs whenever Jin needed them. And I'm guessing that they did some gene therapy as well to make him more compatible. What was the thing I was going to say? I've forgotten now. Aaron Pervert. I think that's the person who made this game. What happened up till now?
I wanted to ask Shoma about the genetic experiments, so I visited him.
And I looked like Gen, so it didn't raise any concerns.
Yeah, it doesn't explain why he never changes his clothes, though.
He told me a lot.
About his body and his older sister, and about the hidden safe.
That's what we came here for. Wait, Shoma has an older sister?
Yeah, because Mizuki doesn't know.
Yeah.
You know her well.
Kizuna and Iris's friend.
A mermaid at Sunfish Pocket.
A Mame Doi.
Really?
About Uru Sumizuki.
I can't really say anything more than what's in the file. Uru Somizuki. He's the child that was kidnapped from Iowan when he was 6.
It was Chikara and Tokiko who took him.
I mean, in real life, you'd notice if somebody was just a copy of themselves in a photograph. That'd be really obvious.
They wanted to make him Jin Furue's donor.
So for over a decade, they did surgery after surgery, giving more and more of Uru to Jin.
Yeah, because they thought their child was the chosen one.
Half of his face, too.
The skin he lost was replaced by an artificial skin made of carbon chitin. Half his face was transplanted onto Jin's as well.
Right. And it was only half because Jin had a percent-shaped birthmark on the left side of his face.
A holy symbol for the Order of Percent. It was considered sacred.
And Chikara, being a devoted follower, couldn't get himself to rip that skin off.
Which is why the left half of Jin's face was left untouched.
And after all those transplants, Jin's body ended up being cut in half.
Okay, so, I have a theory. That's what I was going to say. Because the question is, okay, if Jin's dead and Uru is dead, how did we see Terra? And I have an answer to that question, but it is so incredibly dumb that it could not possibly be true. The answer I have, because it doesn't explain where Tokiko came from, but like, all the other bodies they just explained were found not 6 years apart, but a day apart. But which means there are 2 half bodies missing. Half of Jin is missing, and half of Uru is missing, and I think they glued them together. I think there's a double person still going about killing people. I mean, he's not really serial killing at this point, because most of the people involved were in on it, but like, they've literally said out loud, because I think the mafia guy was like, yeah, you cut people down in half, you glue them together, and you're supposed to go, that's a stupid idea. And of course, the first time you go see the scientist thing, his dream world works like that, because that's how he's splicing DNA. But I think they cut them in half and then glued. Oh, they also explained like both those bodies burned, so you couldn't test the DNA to see if they were the same person. And they had like organs that they had spare organs. He was an organ grower. They could just like sprinkle some organs, just a couple of lungs. How many lungs do you have? Plenty. Just put some lungs in there. But like, yeah, we've never seen the right half.
6 years later, February of this year, Uru's body was cut in half.
So what was discovered was Jin's right half and Uru's left half.
Jin and Uru are essentially mirror images of one another.
Are they,
So
though?
when the police were identifying Uru's body, they got their DNA sample to compare against from Jin's organs.
Okay, so what I forgot was we're playing anime, and anime's going to say everything twice for some reason.
And because those were originally taken from Uru, it naturally follows that they match.
And of course, this is about doing things twice, so it makes more sense in this game.
So that's why...
That is the mistake that caused investigators to believe that they were the same person.
When did you get here?
Only a few hours ago, around 1 a.m.
I asked Leon to open the door to the staircase.
So the lock you mentioned earlier.
That's right. The lock to the staircase door.
That's when I asked them about their plans to run away together.
Ooh, snow.
Then the 4 of us headed down the stairs. Leon carried Kizuna down.
Sometimes we get like a centimeter of snow, like a literal centimeter. Never any more than that. Like if you make snowballs out of it, it's like they're rock. But the entire Cornwall shuts down. Just like we can't deal with any amount of snow in Cornwall.
And that's when we found the corpse on the ritual platform.
I mean, that's a lot of the UK as well, but definitely Cornwall as well. I want to see Fluffy Snow. Okay, let's see what's in the box.
What's this? There's some kind of device in there.
It appears to be a jet-like nozzle device.
Oh yeah, there's some thing about them shooting missiles in the air.
The box appears to have some kind of jet-like nozzle device inside.
Very well, Craig. Thank you for joining me. It is quite late, of course. I'll be going, I think, for a couple more hours. Oh fuck, it's gonna be a long stream if I do though. I might turn the stream off and on at some point, just so it's not longer than 6 hours. But we'll see. That's gonna be a pain in the ass to download. Yeah, if only I knew where the cuts were. Because ideally you'd want to cut it right in the middle, like one of the victims. Well, the distances in Cornwall aren't massive. Like, Cornwall is smaller than Manhattan, I think. It's about the same size. Ooh. What's this? Flag. How did you find out?
I used Marco's X-ray function.
Who's Marco?
Marco?
Ola.
The name of my AI ball in my left eye.
You have
He's pretty shy. He doesn't talk much, unlike someone else I know.
Excuse me, are you talking about me?
You bring Marco out here right now.
I know Iba really well. We were partners 6 years ago.
Yeah, I know, because the Swiss wouldn't work otherwise.
When I was hired at Abyss, I was supposed to get Marco transplanted into my left eye.
Of course, Marco Polo, not a thing in the UK, but I've played so many computer games with it in.
But he wasn't finished yet. So instead, I got Iba. But Iba and Date. Yeah, Iba and Date were kind of fighting at the time. And I needed to see if I was compatible with an AI ball at all, so...
I see. I apologize. I do not remember anything from back then.
Yeah, because she got exploded in that final scene.
Because of the explosion, right?
Yes.
Daddy, don't repeat after me.
Kinda sad.
Baby's got two different colors. Oh yeah, it's the dress.
I made so many memories with you, Iva.
Okay, so Bibi, why are you in a... Why the mask? Well, why the costume? Why aren't you wearing shoes? Honestly, I can forgive all the others, but that feels like it'd be really fucking uncomfortable.
I've been wondering. 6 years ago, why did Uru cut the bodies in half?
Oh yeah, they explained the glue runs out. That's why the mask came off.
That was for the nirvanA initiative, right?
She got shot in the head as well, but like...
Yeah, but what does
NASA glue
plan?
runs out, apparently.
And speaking of, is the nirvanA initiative still happening? I mean, after all, Terror's dead.
Is he?
Right. The mastermind is dead.
Is he?
But you saw it. On the night of the 13th, on the rooftop of Misatan.
Yes.
That was Terror. It was definitely Uru's voice. But Uru should have been dead.
Perhaps his voice was recorded.
Either way, the rehearsal happened even after Terror died. Which means...
The main event will likely still happen as well.
Yeah, it's safe to assume it will proceed as planned.
But I still don't understand the full scope of the nirvanA initiative.
When? Where? How? We are completely in the dark.
Thank goodness we have all these braziers here.
Why don't you ask the culprit?
Yeah, good idea. Hey, Uru, what's up with your plan, you asshole?
No, that's not what I meant. There are other culprits. Whoever killed Uru and Tokiko.
You believe they might know something about the nirvanA initiative?
I don't know for sure, but they at least might have some clues.
We don't have enough information yet. Looks like we're gonna need some extra help.
Help?
Over here. Come with me.
There's nothing over here.
You would think that, right? But check this out.
Open sesame!
That body definitely got exploded in the first game. Like, his head exploded.
Marco, please.
I know they're sort of preserving the twist, because you can play the games out of order.
What is this?
As you can see, it's a hidden passage.
This room already has a secret entrance. Why does it have 2 secret entrances?
But why is it here?
Let's get moving.
No, sorry, it's got 3 secret entrances. The original entrance was already secret. It's got a secret back door and a secret third exit. So it's loading, it's doing stuff. Is it crashed? Is my game crashed? Is it too anime? No, it's not. Okay, it's not too anime. PlayStation's going, oof.
What?
This is the room from 6 years ago.
What does this mean?
It means exactly what you see.
There are 2 cathedrals? That's right.
Mizuki, look.
Why? Okay, yeah, we have a Ryuki. Because he's been in... So, Ryuki's been... Because of the way the twist works, it means Ryuki never stopped investigating the case. Because half of his investigation actually secretly happened in the future. In the present, whatever.
I'm here too.
Tama.
Well, why? Where's fucking Craig, whatever his name is?
What's Ryuki doing?
I've already forgotten the name of the third AI.
Terrible. It was a bad idea to show him this place. He's been like this for hours.
Yeah, and just like he's a big mystery as well. Where's Eric? Brian. That's not Brian. Don't go Brian. Ugh, what the fuck? What? Okay, what are you doing? Okay, I'll tell you what. My watch just told me I need to stand up. So I'm gonna actually end the stream. And I'm gonna immediately turn the stream back on, just so I don't have to deal with like an 8-hour stream or whatever it is. Because I'm happy to keep going for at least another hour, I reckon. But I'm going to make myself a hot drink in the meantime. So I won't be long. I'm going to save my game because I've not saved it once. And I'll figure out how to cut it later. But we've sort of entered a new scene, I think. We've entered a new location at the very least. I think the game autosaves. No, we've not entered the... Whatever. So you can see the red, how the red line and the blue lines go back and forth now. They did the similar twist in the first game where they space out the times differently to show you how that works. Anyway, I'll be back in 5 minutes. Should I do it? I'll do this thing anyway. That's the wrong button, John. No, not that button. We'll put a thank you up anyway, just in case, because this might be the end. Who knows? But I should be back in like 5 minutes. So I'm just looking at this.